And, there was hardly, it's all just practically lit. So, it was quite ballsy. We were kind of going, oh God, is it going to come out? But it was fine. And some of the scenes we shot, it was so dark we couldn't find our way back, but the camera could see more than our eyes could see. So it was a very impressive camera. Yes?
Can you talk about the significance of the people chosen for the kill list?
No. Yes, sir, in the orange hair.
You've got a lot of great gore gags in this movie. I was wondering if you could talk about how the setups for some of those work, like how you shot specifically that amazing hammer sequence.
How do you shoot the hammer sequence?
Well, there's a thing. It's Occam's razor. How do you shoot something like that? What's the easiest way of shooting that? And it's basically to hit someone with a hammer. So we hit the shit out of Mark Kempner with a hammer. It was obviously not a real hammer, but it was quite a realistic one. And he had this safety word, which was enough. And obviously that take, we only used three blows of the hammer in the edit, but Neil smashed him about 9-10 times. And he had to go off to, he was doing some kind of corporate bonding gig later on that day, and he had massive red welts all over his head. So he's a massive hero to me, Mark Kempner, the most dedicated actor. But seriously, that scene had kind of come from doing, I've done a lot of online viral kind of fake camcorder stuff, and from that I learned that a lot of this stuff is that it's a kind of weirdly artificial, and in a gore situation you expect it to suddenly jump into jump cut to some big head being squashed or something like that, and that may be more graphic, but in a way it lets you off as the audience because you know it's then fake. Something like that feels more like a kind of an execution clip that you might find on YouTube by accident one day when you were surfing something else. We were looking for that kind of feeling of you watching going, oh dear, no. Oh, don't do that again. Oh God, no. Oh. And I'm assuming that's what happened, yeah.
What else? On the side, yes.
Is Macabro going to be putting out the DVD?
They wish.
Yeah, we can't afford it.
No, it's IFC and it's Studio Canal in the UK.
Yeah. Yes, Red Scarf.
I just want to say thank you so much for the tunnel scene. That's been a hot movie. But I wanted to know how the actors felt while filming this.
It's a chance in a lifetime to be attacked by a large naked man with a knife.
How do they feel like overall, or how did they?
Well, how do the actors, how do they deal with that, doing that scene?
Oh, that scene. Oh, the tunnel. The actors dealt with the tunnel stuff pretty well. I mean, it's shot very quick. It's a very economically budgeted film, and the tunnel. Should I go into the specifics and ruin it for everyone? The tunnel's very short. It's not a big tunnel, and it's a set. So it was for them. I think they just felt a bit silly because they had to run up and down it all day. But the tunnel sequence was shot in a day. And some of the naked people in that tunnel were interns on the film, they were very game people. But and it was fine when they had their masks on. I could deal with that, but you don't want to see their actual faces. But
We're going to be collecting email addresses afterwards for the next one if anyone's interested.
But so they were okay with it. I mean, it's a lot of that kind of stuff. I thought that would be more fun to do, but it's just loads of boring stuff with armourers, and the armourers are really dull people, and they love guns, and they don't mind telling you all about them all the time. So, and basically, they're really just props people who have special props, but it just happens to be a gun. But a normal props person who supplies lights or stuff doesn't, or a special table won't bore you with a long story about the fucking table. But an armourer will every time, and about how he was on James Bond and someone blew their toe off or something, some fucking story. So.
Anyone else here? Yes.
Thanks for telling us about the dream that inspired the story. But as far as the two main characters go, they could have just easily been ordinary hitmen. You chose to give them a considerable backstory about their war trauma and so on. How did that come about?
I wanted it to be more grounded in some kind of reality. You know, it's like hitmen. The kind of trope of hitmen has become over time got this weird kind of patina of genre across it, where they've become almost like folk heroes. And you know, there's no mafia in England. You know, there are no trench-coated hitmen. Prizzi's Honor style, you know, it doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. You know, people who kill people for money in England are grotty, kind of desperate characters who'll do it for 30 quid and some crack. You know, it's not. You know, there's not lots of John Woo style shootouts and stuff, but there are people who work as there's a route out from the army into things like Blackwater, or to, you know, being a mercenary, and then out from that into kind of professional murder. So I wanted to kind of base it in that world, but also wanted to make sure they felt very blue collar and real, rather than they're not glamorous and they're not Pulp Fiction hitmen. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but they're just, you know, they could have been we talk about it today actually, it could have been a film about plumbers, and a very difficult set of forces that they have to install one after the other, until at the end a boiler blows up. But I feel that maybe you wouldn't have programmed it, and you know, I don't think the world's ready for this plumbing epic. Plum list. I'm thinking about it, I'm planning it. Maybe one day when I've grown up, I'll make a film like that about real working people.
And the final question, actually, over dinner we were talking about this new project you had an idea for.
Yeah, we've got a few things on the go at the moment. We're 2 weeks away from shooting Sightseers, which is produced by Andy and I with Rook, and with Big Talk, exec producer up by Edgar Wright, which is a kind of it's like Honeymoon Killers but with caravans, about a couple who start murdering people. It's a comedy, and it's much lighter than this. So I just kind of needed to do something that wasn't going to make me cry while I edited it. So that, oh dear, joking. It's so emotional. So there's that, and then in April we're doing a film with Nick Frost, which is called I'm Macrobane, which is a kind of very, very crazy knockabout buddy comedy, time travel, and he goes back in time and fucks his mate's mum. The alternate title is going to be Mum Fucker, but I don't think we'll get it past the rating. Time Mum Fucker.